The college football season is 2 months away, and there are a number of games we're all looking forward to. For a number of teams, there are a lot of different games circled on their calendar, for better or for worse. For some teams, they'll have a pretty difficult schedule in 2025. For others, the complete opposite. Yesterday, we looked at the 10 teams with the hardest schedules in 2025. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the 10 teams who have the easiest schedules in 2025. But before we get to today's video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. If you're watching this video, odds are you love college football, and odds are you aren't subscribed to my channel, so make sure to subscribe to one of the best college football communities here on YouTube. Obviously, difficulty is subjective. You can base it off a number of things. For this video, we'll be using the tool that Pro Football Network used. Per their website, they used a bevy of metrics such as returning production, roster projections, coaching staff, incoming talent, home field advantage, and other factors. Their strength of schedule metric included each team's transfer portal classes, valued quarterbacks returning to their school, and continuity among the coaching staffs in the ranking. Also, just like with yesterday's video, we're going to be using ESPN's FPI rankings when determining the matchups for all of these games. Kicking things off today at number 10, we have Duke. Now, when looking at their schedule, there's one game that stands out, and it's on the road at Clemson, who comes in with an FPI ranking of 11. Outside of that, the next toughest opponent would be Georgia Tech, whose FPI is 28th. But outside of those two games, Duke doesn't really have a lot of difficult matchups in 2025. Illinois is 44th, Tulane is 36th, NC State is 57th, Syracuse is 62nd, Cal is 60th, UConn is 84th, Virginia is 63rd, North Carolina is 51st, and Wake Forest is 89th. Coming in at number 9, we have a Big Ten team in Indiana. Now, they have a number of difficult matchups in the second half of their schedule, but a reason they cracked the top 10 is how they begin this season. Their first 3 games are some of the easiest you'll see among all FBS teams. Old Dominion comes in at 97, Kennesaw State comes in at 133, and Indiana State, well, they're not even an FBS team. Indiana should cruise to a 3-0 record. They do have a couple of really difficult matchups as they go on the road to Oregon, who comes in ranked 6th, and on the road at Penn State, who comes in ranked 5th. But outside of those two matchups, they play a lot of decent teams, but no real powerhouses. Coming in at number 8, we have Michigan. Now, they have a couple of really difficult matchups as well, including week 2 when they go on the road to take on Oklahoma, whose FPI ranking is 16. Then they close the season at home against Ohio State, who has an FPI ranking of 4. They have a couple of other games against teams that are ranked inside the top 30 of the FPI in Nebraska, USC, and Washington, but outside of those games, the rest of the games for Michigan are all very, very easy. We have Cal coming in at number 7. For the Golden Bears, the toughest game on their schedule comes in the final game of the season when they host SMU, whose FPI ranking is 20. Not only is that the best team they play all season, that's the only team that has an FPI ranked inside the top 25. Virginia Tech would be their next toughest opponent, who has an FPI of 26. But when looking at the rest of their schedule, it's all teams in the middle of the pack. Oregon State at 80, Minnesota at 43, San Diego State at 117, Boston College at 50, Duke at 54, North Carolina at 51, Virginia 63, Louisville 41, and Stanford 64. We're going to go back to the Big Ten as Nebraska comes in at number 6. Now, Nebraska has one of the craziest schedules I've seen so far this year, as their first 5 games of the season are all at home. They do have a stretch where they have 4 road games in 6 games, but the fact that they get 5 straight at home to begin the year, that's pretty remarkable. Now, they do play Michigan, who has an FPI of 17, and Penn State on the road, who has an FPI of 5, but the rest of the way, Nebraska is smooth sailing. I mean, just look at their start to begin the season. Cincinnati's ranked 53rd, Akron's ranked 121, Houston Christian, they're not even an FBS program, and you have Michigan State, who's 59. Then you have 3 games with teams that are ranked between 43 and 75. Coming in at number 5, we have our only SEC team on today's list in Tennessee. Now, I was actually pretty surprised to see an SEC team crack this list, considering how many SEC teams we saw in the hardest video. Now, while Tennessee still has a number of difficult matchups, the reason they're in this video is because they have a number of insanely easy matchups as well. We'll kick things off with their easy matchups. Eastern Tennessee State, they're not even an FBS team. UAB, they come in ranked 115, and New Mexico State, they come in with the second worst FPI ranking of 135. They also play Syracuse, who is ranked 62, Mississippi State, who is ranked 52, and Vanderbilt, who is ranked 56. Now, like I mentioned, they still have a number of really difficult games. Georgia is ranked 2 in the FPI, Alabama is ranked 3 in the FPI, Oklahoma is ranked 16th, and Florida is ranked 18th. So they have 4 matchups against top 18 teams by the FPI, but again, because the rest of their schedule is so easy, that's why Tennessee is ranked inside the top 10. Coming in at number 4, we have North Carolina. Now, North Carolina probably has the craziest schedule over the course of a full season that I've seen when looking at all these different schedules, and the reason for that is they don't have back-to-back home games or back-to-back road games at any point during the season. They go home, away, home, away, home, away, home, away, home, away, and you guessed it, home and then away. I don't know if that's a good thing for the schedule or a bad thing for the schedule, but based on this, I'm guessing it's a good thing because they're ranked number 4. North Carolina's most difficult game comes at home against Clemson, whose FPI ranking is number 11, but outside of that, the rest of North Carolina's schedule is a breeze. The next hardest team on their schedule is TCU, who's ranked 32nd by the FPI. I mean, their stretch to close the season, they don't face a team ranked inside the top 50. After Clemson, they take on Cal, who is ranked 60, Virginia at 63, Syracuse at 62, Stanford at 64, Wake Forest at 89, Duke at 54, and NC State at 57. Coming in at number 3, we have our last Big Ten team in Minnesota. Now, obviously, they have a couple of really difficult matchups as they go on the road to take on Ohio State, and they have to go on the road to take on Oregon, both teams ranked inside the top 6. But with those 2 games out of the way, the rest of the schedule is a cakewalk for Minnesota. Up until that Ohio State game, the most difficult game in their first 4 games is Rutgers, whose ranking is 55th. Sandwiched between Ohio State and Oregon, the most difficult game they have is against Nebraska, who is ranked 25th. Finally, to close their season, they take on the number 74 and the number 38 teams. Coming in at number 2, we have Virginia. For the Cavaliers, they don't play a top 25 ranked FPI team at any point this season. Their most difficult matchup, according to this, would be Virginia Tech in the final week of the season, as they're ranked number 26. Now, Virginia doesn't have a lot of really bad opponents on their schedule. The reason they're ranked number 2 is because they have absolutely nobody good to play. When looking at the FPI rankings of the teams they play, Coastal Carolina's at 100, NC State at 57, William & Mary, they're not an FBS team, Stanford at 64, Florida State at 48, Louisville at 41, Washington State at 98, North Carolina at 51, Cal at 60, Wake Forest 89, Duke 54, and then they wrap up the season against Virginia Tech. So for Virginia, I don't know how good of a team they're going to be in 2025, but with this schedule, they have a clear path to the ACC title game if they're a good enough team. Now, after seeing that, it's hard to believe they don't have the easiest schedule in college football. That honor goes to Wake Forest, who comes in at number 1. Now, they do play SMU, who has an FPI ranking of 20, so they do play a better team than Virginia does, but the rest of their opponents are terrible, and that's why they're the number 1 team. They begin the season with Kennesaw State, who's ranked 133rd, followed by Western Carolina, who's not an FBS team. They do have a couple of tough games also against Georgia Tech and Virginia Tech. Georgia Tech is ranked 28, and Virginia Tech is ranked 26, so those are 3 teams ranked inside the top 28 that Wake Forest has to take on, but again, the rest of their schedule, really easy for Wake Forest. Oregon State at 80, Florida State at 48, Virginia 63, North Carolina at 51, Delaware's not an FBS team, and Duke to close the season at 54. Well, that wraps it up for today's video. Who do you think has the easiest schedule in 2025? Do you think it's one of these teams, or is there a team that wasn't included that you think has an easier schedule this year? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comment section down below. Before you leave, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. I'm posting college football videos all off season long, so make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. Also, don't forget to drop a like on this video as well. It helps out with that YouTube algorithm, and it helps share this video and my channel with more college football fans. Plus, it only takes a second to do. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.